Hey, what's happening? This is Jerry over here at Wealth Dynamics. Excuse me. Just hitting you guys with a quick live video while I do my cardio today. And I want to talk to you today about the topic of motivation. Okay, how do I stay motivated? How can you stay motivated long term in order to achieve your financial goals? So I'm going to talk about that here today. So the first thing I want to share on this is before I adopted this mindset, before I got this little viewpoint change, motivation was always hard. It was always difficult. It's always something that I felt like I had to manually crank engine, like the old diesel trucks, get it going. I'm from Alaska, so in the mornings it's cold, it's hard to start the car. I felt like that with motivation. Things like, waking up early, going to the gym, doing my budget, posting on social media, making sales calls, whatever it might be. I struggle with motivation in those areas. And so what I learned is that motivation is simply the condition of having a motive, right? Like if we break that word down, motivation, like the TION is just the condition of something. So motive would be the reason why I'm going to do something, right? So it's the condition of having a reason why or a purpose in order to actually give me the utility value for that topic or that goal or that thing, whatever it might be. And so that's the first thing I realized is if I don't really have a reason why, right? And we always hear this in the sales world, in the motivational speaker world, you have to have your why. And it's like this really, Dr. Seussed up phrase. And we come up with these really long, sexy, cool sounding mission statements. Because I'm telling you, that's too weighty. You're not gonna be able to remember that. When you're about to go run and it's 90 degrees out, you having a cute little whistle like a elevator pitch is not gonna help you stay motivated. Okay, you have to actually know why, regardless of how you word it, regardless of whether you write it down. If I don't know why I'm gonna do something, I'm not gonna do it, right? So that's the first thing, is I have to know why. The second thing is I have to realize that the achievement of goals really is a communication, right? Like I decide on something, like I have my reason why, and then I get in communication with the thing, whether that's a goal, whether it be running a mile, and now I need to get in communication with the sidewalk or the treadmill, right? If it's finances, now I need to get in communication with my income and my expenses. So achieving a goal is really just the formula of communication. There's this thing I learned called the communication formula. I have to have intention to do the thing, which is the reason why I'm gonna do it. Okay, I have to have attention of the thing, like I actually have to have my attention on it, get its attention. Okay, and then I send the communication over and I make sure that it duplicates the thing that I wanted to have happen. Whether it's a literal communication, like I'm talking to someone, they need to duplicate or replicate what I'm saying, right? So if I decide, like with a goal, let's say I'm running, if I wanna run and I say I wanna run a mile, I have the intention to run a mile, I have my attention on it, I'm outside, I've got the attention to the sidewalk, I'm walking on it, right? And then I send the communication, I actually go. I start moving and pumping my legs and running. Okay, and I keep doing that until I've duplicated the thing that I want to achieve. This is important because you might not duplicate it right away. It might take repetition. I might have to run a couple of times and try again and again and again before I get the mile, right? If it's income, right? I might need to try and, increase my income multiple different methods before I find one that I can duplicate with. Okay, and that's part of it, is repeating until I have the desired result. Okay, and that's really what motivation comes down to for me. So when I'm not feeling motivated, that's the first thing I ask is, why am I doing this thing? Okay, if I don't know why, then it's not gonna help me. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, and most of the stuff that I had trouble being motivated with, I didn't need extra reasons why. Earning more income, like my family is gonna be in financial poverty if I don't. That's a strong enough reason why that I should do it. Running, like I like to smoke cigars. If I don't run, that could be bad for my lungs and heart. Right? So if I don't do it, that's a reason why that's strong enough as having unhealthy lungs and heart. Eating right, I don't want to be obese. That should be a strong enough reason why. Okay, so those are the things that I think of with motivation. It's not esoteric. It might not sound sexy. I'm covered in sweat as I'm talking to you guys about this because this is what it really looks like. Okay, and then the other thing I realized too that helped me is not being surprised when I don't want to do things. Most of the stuff that I have to do, that you have to do to be successful in any area, you're not going to want to do it. It's going to be something that's probably less fun than the alternatives. right? And so there's always going to be that nagging, like, oh, I really don't want to run. I really don't want to wake up early. I really don't want to make another sales call. I really don't want to do the budget. I really don't want to earn the extra income. I would rather do this. I would rather do that. So first, everyone has that. Every single person has that. Even the most successful people in the world go through that. It's not going to go away. Okay? So I used to fall into it. I used to think, okay, well, I don't know if I want to do this. I can just do it later. I can just run tomorrow. I can do the budget next week. Right? And my mindset was that I was somehow the exception. I was somehow the Cinderella story, that I didn't have to do any of the things that nobody else wanted to do, even though they're required, because somehow I'm the exception, and life and the universe is just going to make an exception and sweep it under the rug that I didn't budget, but somehow I'm going to save 40% of my income. Or I didn't work and somehow my income's going to magically go up. Or I could just share a Facebook post about God blessing me and hoping my income shows up, or I get a bunch of money in the mail. Okay, we're not Cinderella stories. Okay, and that's a fairy tale in the first place. So to think that I'm going to be a fairy tale ending, that somehow I'm going to do none of the work, only do the things that I feel like doing when I feel like doing them, not doing anything I don't want to do because I don't feel like doing it, and somehow still be successful, is not just foolish, it's wrong. It's illogical, it's insanity, it's completely incorrect, right? There's no reason why that would work. It's never worked. And if it did work, it would suck because I couldn't do it ever again. I wouldn't be able to repeat it because I had no causation over the actual achievement of the goal or the result. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then the second thing that I also had to confront was cause and effect, right? Like if I don't run, I'm going to be out of shape cardiovascularly, right? That's cause and effect. Most of us can logically look at, if I do this, then that will happen, or if I don't do this, then this will or won't happen. We can all put that equation together. And so when we lack motivation, like that's one of the first things I go to is, okay, great, I don't want to make another call today. But if I make the call, what's the effect? If I don't make the call, what's the effect? Which effect do I prefer? And then I need to do whatever's required. It's cause and effect. And we tend to hide that from ourselves. When we don't want to do something, we're like, well, I don't know what's going to happen, or it could happen, or there's a chance. When you go back again to I'm the exception, I'm the Cinderella story, and somehow I'm going to have a fairy tale ending while I put in none of the work. So guys, I want to share that with you. I know that that's maybe a little bit of a tough answer to the motivation question, but I don't think this gets talked about enough, because most people that want you to be motivated also want to sell you their speaking, course, or their tickets for their events or whatever it is. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm telling you, the stuff they're telling you from the stage and in the book and in the course sounds really cool, but it's probably none of the stuff they actually do. If they're successful, they're doing exactly what I'm talking about in this video. So guys, I hope that this helps you. I hope that this brings you some insight, maybe gives you a change in viewpoint. Excuse the sweat and the sunshine. I'm just making my goals happen. And make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this. If this helped you, if you think this will help someone else, give this out. Share it on social media, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
If you're wondering, what does Wealth Dynamics do? How can we actually help you? Number one, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom, grab one now. You can get that down in the comments in the video. You can get the link for that. Number two, we do a free course on Fridays on personal finance. Okay, you can also get the link for the description there too. And then finally, if you have a desire to start getting help walking through these different phases toward financial freedom, book a call with my team. Go to our website, set up a call. We're able to help out and answer questions. That's how we can help you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.